India's Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari stated on the 8th of October at a Climate Action Forum that he had requested Tesla not to sell made-in-China electric vehicles in India. He instead wants the now Texas-based automaker to produce cars in India, sell in India, and export from India. It seems, however, that Tesla is not planning to produce cars in India, sell them in India, and export them from India anytime soon. Tesla makes its vehicles in the United States and China, while a new facility in Germany is awaiting for some final approvals. According to a posting on India's Road Transport and Highway Ministry, the company had gained final approval in August to manufacture or import 4 models. Tesla models would cost 3.5 million rupees, $46,671 each in India, and the government will provide whatever assistance the American automaker requires. Tesla has been encouraging the government to standardize EV pricing and eliminate the social welfare levy, stating that doing so will benefit the country's EV ecosystem while also protect local interests. Gadkari said he had been talking to Tesla executives about the company's need for tax concessions. Cars are subject to a 100% import tariff by the Indian government, whereas entirely constructed units, CBUs, are subject to custom duties ranging between 60 and 100%. This is dependent on engine size and cost, insurance, and freight value of less than or greater than $40,000. The purpose of such hefty tariffs is to protect local manufacturers. However, the path to achieving the goals is paved with speed bumps. Mr. Musk, Tesla's CEO, has frequently turned to Twitter to express his dissatisfaction with India's local sourcing regulations and hefty import tariffs. Moreover, his company has not been able to sell, much alone manufacture a Tesla in India for nearly 5 years, precisely because the government has not provided the concessions that would tempt the company to do so. Indeed, the lack of charging infrastructure is a severe issue. With 77,000 fuel stations around the country, India has an adequate infrastructure for internal combustion engine vehicles. This assures drivers that they will not get stuck wherever they go. However, on the other hand, electric vehicles get their fuel from the remaining charge in the battery, and India currently has only 1,800 EV charging stations. 4,180 EV charging station projects are in the queue, with 2,636 sanctioned and another 1,544 in the works. Are these, however, enough? And how many more public chargers does India require to meet its expanding EV demand? Is India's electric vehicle infrastructure ready for the challenge? Even if Tesla hit the market, its products would be too expensive to compete with. I have heard that import duties on electric automobiles are extraordinarily hefty, up to 100%. Back in 2019, Mr. Musk tweeted, "This would make our vehicles unaffordable." He is right. For entirely built imported cars costing more than $40,000, as Teslas do, the customs duty is 100%. These high barriers are intended to safeguard domestic manufacturers, but they may be too high for the price-sensitive market. Moreover, given the present price tag and taxes, even the least priced Tesla will likely set purchases back between $72,000 and $80,000. Customers in the United States, the cheapest country to acquire a Tesla, must pay approximately $60,000. Mr. Musk has chastised the Indian government for addressing clean energy vehicles in the same language as petrol and diesel vehicles when it comes to importing regulations. He tweeted in July, "We want to do so, but import tariffs are far and away from the highest in the world of any significant country. Furthermore, clean energy vehicles are treated the same as diesel or gasoline vehicles, which does not align with India's climate aims." India recognizes the importance of electric vehicles in reducing air pollution and reducing its reliance on crude oil. Local production is the only option to make these vehicles inexpensive without import incentives. The 1.3 billion strong nation has been attempting to entice Tesla with reduced production prices, hoping to capitalize on the world's aversion to relying on China. A half-dozen Indian states have thrown out the red carpet for Tesla to build a factory there. However, the government wants to see precise manufacturing plans before giving the company any tax benefits. Despite his reservations, Mr. Musk sees potential in the country. Tesla established a company in India back in January. According to some sources, the company, Tesla Motors India and Energy Private Limited, was formed on the 8th of January. It has 3 listed directors and is registered in Bangalore, a city in the south that has become the country's technology hub. Reliable sources have also reported about some agreements with at least 3 Indian car component makers and talks with a few more to produce vehicle components locally. However, Tesla's still concentrating on testing the waters by selling in India first. As per Mr. Musk, an Indian factory is quite likely if Tesla succeeds with imported orders. At the very least, he wants temporary tariff relief. For the time being, Tesla's focusing on markets with customers of our high-volume products, as Mr. Musk put it. The company is increasing capacity at its North American and Chinese plants and launching vehicle and battery manufacturing plant in Berlin, Germany's capital. While it is not a fact that Tesla is going all in with India, Tesla would not have any issues with advertising and populating brand awareness due to its unique strategy. Tesla spends no money on advertising and instead devotes a significant portion of its revenue to research and development. Compared to other automakers, Tesla spends more on each car sold. This may be true in the case of Tesla and its meteoric rise to the top of the global vehicle industry. After all, even though marketing is usually an oversized expense line item for most other auto manufacturers, the electric vehicle company manages to spend $0 on advertising year after year. On the other hand, Tesla spends an average of $2,984 per vehicle sold on research and development, which is frequently triple what other traditional automakers spend. When it comes to advertising, traditional manufacturers spend an average of $495 per vehicle. However, Tesla is a marketing machine rated as the world's fastest-growing brand. As a result, the company frequently tops press mentions and social media buzz, even though it spends no money on advertising. Capital allocation, which involves balancing R&D and advertising investment, is a decision that every corporation must make. In general, more outstanding R&D can help you develop and advance the quality of your goods or services in comparison to those of your competitors. In addition, if done effectively, it can give you more pricing power, which will show up in your margins. Advertising, on the other hand, can help raise awareness and promote a company, but it is a tricky balance that is not always easy to get right. While capital allocation is critical, Elon Musk himself distinguishes Tesla from the competition. With over 60 million Twitter followers, Mr. Musk's astronomical popularity has undoubtedly boosted Tesla's brand recognition, with the company potentially becoming synonymous with the electric vehicle revolution. 85% of Americans still use a car as their primary mode of transportation to work. As a result, orders are set to undergo significant changes as the globe moves toward a greener future. Let's see how major automobile companies' R&D and advertising expenditures look in the future, because the electric vehicle space is not going away anywhere and is expected to be worth $1 trillion by 2028. And now, watch this next video about other Tesla news and updates.